Hey everybody, this is Steve Philbeck and I am here to welcome you to the final Cougar home game of the 2018-19 season. Tonight we will be playing Floyd Central and it should be one heck of a game. Tonight we're also going to be interviewing our 5 seniors in hopes that you get to meet them and know a little bit more about them, and I think the interviews that are upcoming will be fun for everybody to watch, and I hope you enjoy the game. Go Cougs. Okay. Foreign card key found in the ladies' room. If you're missing that, please have you meet the scorer's table. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Tonight is the very last home game for the Bloomington North Cougars boys basketball team. And typically, we honor our seniors on senior night, but we've already had senior night, so tonight we're going to honor our seniors on this final game of the year. And my first senior up is this guy right here, Kobe Davis. Kobe, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Are you ready for this season to end? Here you are, a senior. You've been through 4 years of Cougar basketball. How's that feel to you?
It went by fast, but it feels great. Accomplishments.
Yeah, you've been getting a little PT here lately, and you've been knocking down some big buckets. Is that feeling pretty good to you, too?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a nice way to end your senior year, right?
Yeah, for sure.
A couple quick questions for you here. What's your favorite memory of your time here at North Basketball?
My favorite memory is mainly just being with the group of guys and my teammates. Through all 4 years, we've always had good bonding experiences, and not at practice, but outside practice, going to people's houses and watching Super Bowls and finals and stuff like that. So that's been a main factor.
Yeah, it really helps with team building when you hang out away from the gym as well, right?
Very.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question for you. Who on this basketball team has the absolute messiest locker?
Messiest locker?
Yep.
I'd say Kevin Mims or Jeremiah.
Kevin and Jeremiah.
Yeah, because Kevin's always got 10 pairs of shoes in his locker, and it's just piled up, and Jeremiah always just has tons of clothes thrown everywhere.
Okay, fair enough. Kobe, thank you so much. Is there any last thing you want to say to your fans before we get out of here?
Just thank you for always supporting us for the last 4 years.
All right, thank you. This has been Kobe Davis, senior, Bloomington North basketball. Hey, we're back here, and we have a second senior from the Bloomington North boys basketball team. This guy here, Michael Barron, and Michael's been in the program 4 years.
Yep.
Michael, this is it, 4 years of Cougar basketball, and tonight's the last home game that you're ever going to play here in the Cougar Den. How's that feel to you?
It's overwhelming. It all just happened so fast, pretty much. Felt like yesterday I was coming as a freshman, first day in the program, 8th grader doing the summer workouts, and it just goes by fast. So.
Yeah. What's your best memory about playing ball here at North?
Best memory? The end of, the New Albany game when Romeo 2 years ago, when we about beat them. That was a pretty high game at home, sold out crowd. So we didn't get the win, but that was
nice to play in front of a full house, though, isn't it? No matter where you go, even on the road, right? Yeah. Michael, over the 4 years here, you've had a couple coaches, you've had lots of assistant coaches. Is there a particular coach that really stands out in your mind as someone that was really helpful to you?
I really liked Coach Jones, freshman coach, my freshman year. He was the assistant. We had another head coach, but he always helped me on and off the court. Just a great guy, great coach. Always taught me how to do it. Good role model. Just a great guy in general.
What's been your favorite class here at Bloomington North?
Favorite class? Does weightlifting count?
Yeah, it sure does.
All right,
weightlifting will work.
Weightlifting or statistics. I like statistics.
All right, I'm going to throw one last question at you here. You ready? Who's the sloppiest, messiest dude on the team? Who keeps the worst locker?
Keeps the worst locker?
Yep.
Can I look around?
Sure, look around and tell me who you think it is.
I honestly don't know. I don't think anyone's locker is that bad.
Okay,
mine's got a bunch of stuff in it. Mine's got six.
If you don't know, it's probably you.
4 pairs of shoes, a bunch of shoe boxes. Mine's pretty dirty, I guess.
It's him. This has been Michael Barron, senior, Bloomington North Cougar basketball. Michael, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Is that good?
Yeah, it was great. Well, here we are again with yet one more senior in this class of 2019, and this guy's been with the program for a few years here. This is Ethan Vinsel, and Ethan, it's been an interesting 4 years for you here. You've had your ups, you've had your downs, and what do you think is your best memory about 4 years of Bloomington North basketball?
My best memory in the past 4 years is honestly probably just going to practice with my friends. Believe it or not, we've played a lot of games, but you remember the most is the practices when it's all said and done. And just being with the people that I like to grow up and compete with.
Have you had one coach that you thought was a greater influence on you maybe than others? Is there somebody that really stands out in your mind as being really beneficial to you as a person or a player?
Not really. I feel like not really.
Okay. Let's talk about school for a minute. What's been your favorite class here at Bloomington North?
I really like all of my social studies classes I've taken at North, if I'm
Okay.
being honest with you.
What do you plan to do in the future? What's happening with you next year?
I plan on attending IU, attending university.
And what will you study?
Marketing.
Marketing?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Hey, Ethan, I have one other last question for you here. Are you prepared for this one?
I think so.
Okay, hang on tight. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Which one of your teammates is the biggest slob? Who has the messiest locker?
Unquestionably, Aaron Steinfeld.
Uh-oh. It is Aaron Steinfeld once again, people.
Yep.
All right. Anything else you want to say? Anything you want to say to people who are watching at home? Anything you want to say to your fans?
Go Cougs.
Thank you. I
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
it. Ethan, it's been a pleasure watching
It's
you for
always a
4
pleasure.
years. Welcome back. Here we are with senior number 5 for the 2019 class of Bloomington North Cougars boys basketball, and this is Chris Thomas. Chris, nice to see you today.
Nice to see you too.
Chris, you've been with us just about a year and a half
Yep.
right now. You came to us from another school,
Yeah.
and so I guess my first question for you is, how does it feel here at Bloomington North? Do you feel like you fit in okay
Oh,
with
yeah,
the student body? And
Yeah, definitely. I definitely feel like I fit in very well here. I like it a lot here. It's definitely been great. So nothing but positive things for Bloomington North.
Good. Chris, I know there's a certain teacher in the building who used to coach around here who's ridden you kind of hard this
Oh
year
yeah.
sometimes.
Uh-huh.
And he usually has some words of maybe criticism or maybe some positive criticism after games, right? Who is
Yeah.
that guy?
It's this guy right here,
Yeah,
Mr. Philbay,
it sure
my man.
is.
My man.
We've had a lot of conversations
Yep.
about basketball, and it's all led to trying to help
Uh-huh.
you know, to be a better player and a
For
better
sure.
person. I've seen a lot of growth in you over the last year and a
Yeah.
half. I have to say
Uh-huh.
that's really true. What I want to know from you, though, is what's your favorite experience here at Bloomington North as a basketball player?
I'd have to say probably last year in sectionals against Bloomington South. That was probably my favorite experience.
Okay, you had a pretty good game that night.
Yeah.
Win or lose, but you had a pretty good game that
Yeah.
night. Yeah. Talk to me about your plans for next year, Chris. You're a senior now,
Uh-huh.
moving on. What are we going to do?
I plan on furthering my career in education and playing basketball somewhere. I'm not sure yet though.
Okay.
Still.
So you got your options open right
Yeah,
now.
uh-huh.
Still some season left. You got a
Yep.
lot to show people.
Oh
still,
yeah,
right?
I definitely have a lot to show.
Yeah. Have you had a coach over your entire lifetime in basketball that's really sort of stood out to you as somebody that was maybe really helped you out to become a better person, a better player, or whatever?
I mean, I haven't really had like one specific person. I've just had like people like along the past that just told me plenty of people just told me like get better and stuff. So
Okay. One last question. Who is the biggest slob on the team? Who keeps the messiest locker?
probably Gavin Hillenberg.
Gavin Hillenberg is the one?
Yeah.
All right. This has been Chris. Oh, wait a minute, Chris. Is there anything you want to say to people before we go here?
I want to say that Bloomington North, we're not done showing everybody what we're made of, and we got stuff left for you guys. So stay tuned.
All right. That happens sometimes in
Yeah.
basketball. Chris, we appreciate it so
Thank
much
you.
that you're here. And thank you for being a part of the Cougar Army here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Good evening, everyone.
It's coming off your mic. It's like when your mic is on.
We've got the last regular game of the season tonight between the visiting Floyd Central Highlanders and your Bloomington North Cougars. Bloomington High School North would like to extend a warm welcome to Floyd Central High School fans, Principal Ronnie Gilman, and Athletic Director Jess Sapira. We would like to wish the Highlanders good luck in tonight's matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask everyone to stand, remove all hats, and join the North Pep Band as we honor America in the playing of our national anthem.
They'll let us know.
And that forward, senior number 1, Chris Holland. Cougars are coached by Jason Spear.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Cougar Den at Bloomington High School North. This is BHSN TV, and I'm Steve Philbeck, and my partner over here on the left is Ken Howard. Ken, we've got a big game tonight. It's our last home game. It's also a game against the number 4 ranked Floyd Central team, and I believe their record is 17-2 coming in tonight. Is that correct?
Well, they've actually improved to 20-2, which is an outstanding record. Cougars sitting at 13-5 and just lost 2 conference games by a combined 3 points. So Cougars looking for a win here as they head into postseason play. Winchell, Heidbreder, Seibert, Barnes, and Sturgeon starting for Floyd Central. Thomas, Kleiber, Brewster, Wenzel, and Wenzel for the Cougars. First drive of the game, shot blocked by Chris Thompson. Great first start to the game. And that was number 4, Jake Heidbreder for Floyd Central on the shot attempt. Inbound into Cam Sturgeon. So 2-point lead for Floyd Central, 7:35 left in the quarter.
Floyd opens up in a 2. No, they're in man-to-man. And Wenzel's going to handle the ball here for the Cougs. We see, looking down here, we see Chris has a little haircut tonight.
Absolutely rocking the headband for the first time this year, and
all right, we are back. We've had a little bit of sound problem here, and we are on top of it right now. We're ready to roll. I now can hear Kenny talk over here, and that's a good thing sometimes.
ball brought up by Barnes. But yes, Stephen, we were saying before, 2 tight losses there for the Cougars in Conference Indiana play. And really needing a win as we come here into the postseason. Shot won't go here for Barnes, and it's brought back up by Kleiber.
Yeah, this is a huge game for both teams. The 17-2 Floyd Central team is looking to keep their spot high in the rankings in Indiana. And, of course, we need a win in Conference Indiana. We need a little confidence going into the tournament.
So 3-2 Cougar lead, 6:22 left in the first. Brewster pulls back, takes a shot, won't go. That rebound is corralled there by Levi Seward. And that'll be Floyd Central bringing the ball back up the court.
The Cougars pick up man-to-man on defense on their end of things. And the Cougars' man-to-man defense has been pretty good this year, at times, most of the time.
Winchell guarded by Kleiber. Ball comes over to Heidbreder. Looks up top, great deflection, Brewster. Quick hands, and that is going to actually be Cougar ball. So 5:50 remaining, and Cougars look to extend the lead here.
Yeah, every time you can get a hand on a ball, that's an addition for your team. Coaches now they don't even count steals so much anymore. They tend to count deflections, whether it's stolen or not, and that's what the players get credit for.
Ball controlled by Brewster, up top to Wenzel. Wenzel probing the defense, back out to Kleiber. And they get Kleiber for a walk. That's happened a couple times here in the last couple games we've watched. At jab step, a little bit ahead of the dribble.
Yeah, he's picking up his back foot a little before he gets the ball out of his hands, and that's something he can easily fix.
Heidbreder guarded by Blair. Interesting to see Blair giving so much pressure in the backcourt for the Cougars.
Yeah, Jeremiah is a really good on-the-ball defender, and most of the Cougars team really is. Kleiber, excellent on the ball, just a smart kid. He understands position. Really a good effort on both of them on the outside.
Winchell guarded by Kleiber, looking inside. That's Cam Sturgeon. Sturgeon goes up. That shot will go over Chris Thomas. Ugly looking shot, but it falls there for Floyd Central, and that'll be a 4-3 lead.
Yeah, a little power move. He said, I'm going to go up and score, see if you can stop me, and we couldn't. We'll get him next time.
Blair guarded by a guard here. That's a good matchup for the Cougars, and he muscles him right inside and absolutely took Seward to the house there, and a great bucket for Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah's got a little size. He's got a little more muscle on him than the guy he's going up against, and he should be able to take advantage of that.
A little might be a little bit of an understatement there. But Kleiber here playing defense on Winchell again. And Cougars not showing as much pressure as maybe we've seen in some of the earlier games this season, at least in the backcourt.
Yeah, I think there's a little feeling out process here. Let's see what we can do in the half court, and then we can put the pressure on when we need.
Another shot by Barnes. That won't go. Ball brought up Wenzel. Wenzel pulls up for three, and he nails it.
One of many really nice players on the Cougar roster. Wenzel's a man of many talents, and he'll get some attention of college coaches here and there. He'll get a chance.
So the leading scorer for the Cougars hits a three to make it a 4-point game with 3:53 left, and a turnover by Floyd Central. And the crowd here loving the early returns from the Cougars.
Yeah, we've had a tendency to be unpredictable in the first quarter. It's nice to get up on somebody this game and see if we can hold on to this lead and keep building. Floyd stays in the man-to-man.
Kleiber guarded by Winchell. Brewster drives baseline, kick out Blair. Blair from the top of the key, that won't go. Rebound collected by Sturgeon, and it's back to Winchell, and Floyd Central will bring it back up to try to close this 4-point deficit.
Yeah, really an excellent play by Brewster there on the offensive end, and kind of a cheap one on Jeremiah here on the defensive end. I'm not sure he touched him at all. He might have tapped him, but there wasn't much contact there.
Again, though, you know, Jeremiah Blair providing a lot of pressure in the backcourt or near the backcourt. Not something we're used to seeing as much, but he's got the skills to play defense on just about anyone at any position.
He does. He's a really solid player in fundamentals in every aspect of the game. Nothing flashy about Jeremiah, but really solid.
Sturgeon looks inside. Kobe Barnes
got caught, didn't see the ball there, and just got caught. You got to see the ball and your man all the time, or that's what happens. Caught Brewster with his back turned.
So one free throw here for Barnes. First foul on Brewster. That won't go. Rebound Thomas, and Kleiber's bringing it back up with heat.
Well, I barely recognized Chris tonight with his haircut. He looks pretty good out there.
Brewster got Hack going down the lane. I believe that's a first team foul here for Floyd Central.
Cougars have really a nice team here. They've got a lot of different things they can do. They have at least 3 guys on the court right now that can drive the ball easily through some defenders. And they've got a little bit of size and some shooting.
Brewster gets the switch onto Seward. Thomas shoots from the top of the key. That won't go, off the back rim. Rebound Winchell.
That's a good shot for Chris to take there. It's in the flow of the offense, and he's a good 3-point shooter, and that's exactly the kind of shot he should take.
So Floyd Central looking to utilize that size inside with Barnes and Sturgeon. That's a steal for Wenzel if he can get it out of there, and he does to Blair, and Cougars are coming back the other way. Thomas takes it up, and again, over elevates, and we can't quite connect on the way up.
Yeah, aside from the miss there at the end, that was a beautifully run fast break play. They got it in the hands of the point guard, who got it in the hands of the guy that could score it. He just missed.
So 2-point game here with just over 2 minutes to go, and they call another light one there on Blair, and that may send him to the bench. That's his second foul thus far in the quarter.
Yeah, they called him for an arm bar there. That's been a big thing in college basketball this year. I haven't heard that it was a point of emphasis in high school, but maybe it is here.
So Jalen Post inbound. First time we've said his name tonight. Ball brought up by Heidbreder. Heidbreder takes it inside. That ball goes in to number 41, Logan Libbs, and he was absolutely stuffed at the rim, and I thought that was all ball, but they did get a foul call out there.
I'm going to give this one to the ref. He's got a little better angle than I do, but from our angle, it sure didn't look like he hit him.
I'm wondering if people can hear me shaking my head through the television screen here, but anyways, it'll be 2 shots for Libbs.
Well, my mom always said if you had a brain, it'd rattle, so I think probably they're hearing it. We know you have a brain, Ken.
Yeah. The small ones rattle the most.
They
so Libbs misses the first, going for a second here. 2:06 remaining in the first. Still a 2-point lead for the Cougars. And the second goes, 1-point game. Kleiber matched up here on Potes. Kleiber penetrates. Brewster controls at the top of the key, leading his sister for the Cougars so far this season. Cougars valuing the possession here, not looking to push as much as maybe we've seen in some of these other games. Brewster fires from 3. That one's short. Thomas with the rebound. Thomas goes baseline. Nice little move there, but again, can't connect on the short range shot. Rebound corralled by Potes. Kobe Barnes, that won't go. Gets his own rebound and goes over the back of Wenzel for a finish, and that'll be the first lead of the game for Floyd Central.
Yeah, and I think it's I think we'll see old Adam Steinfeld coming off the bench here pretty soon. That guy is a man inside, and he will block people out, and he will get you some rebounds. And Cougars look like they could use him right now.
Ball inside to Thomas, shoots from the free throw line. That won't go. Kind of a rush shot off balance, and the steal's coming back the other way. That's Heidbreder leading the break.
Well, like clockwork, here comes Steinfeld.
Barnes, that won't go. Rebound Thomas.
And Kobe Davis will be checking into the game too. So those are.
Thomas brings it up the floor. Pull-up jumper won't go, and 33 seconds left in the half, and Floyd Central still maintains a 1-point lead.
Yeah, they'll take their time here and try and get the last shot up in the quarter.
And Seward guarded by Wenzel.
They're being counted.
Yeah. So ball comes over to Kobe Barnes here. Barnes guarded by Brewster. Double comes. They get it out to Potes. Great contest by Kleiber, but the ball will stay with Floyd Central off the rebound there.
0.3 of a second left in the quarter. They'll have time to just chuck one up quickly, maybe even tip one up. So our job is to not foul. I would expect a lob inside. Yep, there it was. And we defended it well. That's the quarter.
So 8-9. Cougars down 1 against Floyd Central. What do you think, Steve, so far of what you're seeing? It was a kind of a highly vaunted Floyd Central team coming in, but Cougars seem to be holding their own, especially despite the size advantage that Floyd Central has inside.
Yeah, the Cougs can play with most anybody in the state when they're up for it. You know, if they come in here ready to play, they're really an outstanding team. They've just been horrifically inconsistent as a team and player to player. I was just having a talk with Derek Cross before the game. We were talking about consistency, and we both agreed the most consistent player on this team this year has been a freshman, Nick Kleiber, and he comes out and pretty much gives you the same game in and game out. I would say also Jeremiah Blair gives you a lot of consistency. And then our bigger scorers, well, some nights they're on, some nights not so much. And we really need everybody to be on their game in order to beat some of these really good teams.
Well, and it's funny that you mentioned that about Blair and Kleiber, because you look down at the Cougars stat sheet and you look all the way across the line, and there are only 2 players where you don't have 0 showing up, and that's Kleiber and Blair.
Yeah, they're just solid guys, and it's really nice to have guys like that on your team. I think fans will be excited when they see Steinfeld play here if you haven't seen him yet. This is a kid who's a sophomore, and boy, he plays like a senior. I mean, he's got a couple years left. Three sports star here at North, and pretty good kid.
So Davis and Steinfeld check in. Thomas and Wenzel, the younger Wenzel, check out, and it's a unit that we've not seen playing together a whole bunch for the Cougars. So an interesting lineup here to start the second.
Yeah, we're going to try a couple new combinations, see what happens. We got some senior leadership out there with Kobe and Ethan, and I kind of like to see that. Guys with experience.
So 2 Kobe's on the floor to make it a little bit more of a challenge. 10 seconds here into the first, and just as a reminder, Floyd Central has a 1-point lead.
Yeah, 18 years from now, we'll be seeing a lot of Romeos on the floor, and so it goes.
Brewster, that pass tipped, but Davis able to control it here. Potes switched on to Brewster. I think he likes that matchup. Brewster will penetrate. Double comes. And Cougars forced to reset. Nice cross-court pass to Davis. Davis nails the shot.
Kobe has just been on fire the last 5 or 6 games, and when he lines it up to shoot, everybody just figures it's going in at this point. I do.
And 38%, sorry, Steve, for the season. One of a couple really gifted shooters for the Cougars, and look at that. Look out, Jake Heidbreder answers with one of his own, and we're starting to see a little bit more scoring here in the second quarter.
Yeah, the game's picked up its pace quite a bit. The feeling out period is over. They're playing now.
Davis looks inside to Steinfeld, guarded by Libbs. Ball comes back out to Wenzel, the senior. Davis looking to get open for the shot. Floyd Central seems to have taken notice after that first, and they're glued to him there, so ball comes back out to Brewster. Brewster penetrates. Nice left-handed finish. Wow, and they won't give him the continuation. They're going to call that on the floor, but a pretty play by Tim Brewster.
Yeah, one of the things he does really, really well is penetrates the offense, and then you just have to make the right decision. In this case, he got fouled and didn't have to think about it at all. He's going to, Cougars will get the ball out of bounds here.
So 6:29 to go, and something that we haven't seen quite as often this season. Cougars, you know, pretty close as far as team fouls go. 4 for the Cougars, 3 for Floyd Central. It seems like we tend to pick them up a little bit faster, but great inbound catch there by Kobe Davis. Wenzel to his brother. Isaac dribbles off the foot. Steinfeld right there to pick it up, and a great right-handed finish for the Cougars. You know, cleaning up the garbage there.
Yeah, just lay it up over the rim and let it bounce its way in.
13-12 Cougars, 6 minutes to go here in the second.
Steinfeld has the uncanny ability to just be where the ball is going sometimes.
So ball comes inside. That's Libbs. Libbs shot won't go. Steinfeld goes for the rebound, and his hustle leads to yet another foul for Floyd Central, and the crowd's loving his effort.
The crowd appreciates good basketball here at Bloomington North, and they are raving for Steinfeld on that play. Great defensive play, great hustle, gets fouled. He is a difference maker when he comes off the bench.
So interesting to see, every time Floyd Central brings the ball down, Cougars seem to be throwing size rather than speed at those guards to try to stop the entry passes, and really so far it looks like it's working, Steve.
Yeah, it's been an interesting game from that point of view. Kobe hits again for the Cougs.
Man, absolutely drops his defender, and that'll be one for the highlight reel for the senior when he looks back. That was a fantastic play.
Yeah, we've had some interesting matchups on the floor tonight. The big guy that Steinfeld's now guarding earlier was guarding Kleiber, and you know people have been playing with size differences here.
So Brewster's been guarding Barnes well all night, but Barnes finishes through a whole lot of contact from multiple players, and that was a great play.
Yeah. If you just look at Barnes, you can see he's a strong kid, and he will finish if he gets hit.
So he'll shoot one free throw here and see if he can bring it back to a tie game with 5:13 left. But yeah, really strong finish for the Indiana State recruit, Floyd Central.
Nice. That'll be a good school for him. They've got a good program over there, have for a long, long time, and I think they're on their way back right now. They've had a couple decent seasons. But he can definitely play there.
So a couple new names and faces on the floor here for Floyd Central. Harrison Eads steps onto the court for the first time, and Heidbreder returns as well. Barnes' free throw is good, and Cougars will take a timeout, and we'll see if maybe some more starters end up back on the floor, but it's a tied game with 5:13 left in the second.
All right, we'll take a quick break here and be right back. Okay, we're back here. Second quarter, 5:13 to go. We've got a 15-15 tie in a game between the Bloomington North Cougars and the number 4 ranked Floyd County.
So looks like same lineup here for the Cougars. Kleiber checks back in, and Brewster will bring the ball up. And it looks like Isaac Wenzel, leading scorer for the Cougars, is going to get a little break. Davis gets another wide open shot. That one's short. Good offensive rebound there. And did they get him for shuffling? They did.
Yeah, they did. I was hoping they didn't see it, but, you know, there it was. But kudos to Kobe. He took a nice shot. He followed it. He got his rebound. He does everything a basketball player should.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've watched a lot of Cougars basketball this season, and I think the 2 times I've seen Kobe Davis in the offensive paint with the ball have happened in the past 30 seconds.
Yeah. Kobe's a good all-around player.
Steinfeld and Wenzel, good contest, doesn't matter. Barnes hits with great body control, and that's a 2-point lead for Floyd Central.
Yeah, Kobe Barnes, he's just, I mean, he's a player. He's got a college body already. He looks like a man among boys.
Ooh, hard foul there on Kleiber. I think that we had, yeah, that's Eads, who's just recently checked in with the hard foul, and Kleiber will go to the line to shoot too. But great 3-point shooter, great free throw shooter, Nick Kleiber this season.
Yeah, Nick Kleiber is probably the best freshman we've had at Bloomington North since Eric Sewer, I would say. I don't think we've had a better freshman since that. And Kleiber may well surpass Sewer by the time he gets to be a senior here. And that's pretty good because Sewer's jersey's up on the wall as an Indiana All-Star.
So Isaac Wenzel and Chris Thomas check back in. Ethan Wenzel and Tim Brewster take a seat here. And oh, there's a loose ball that sneaks by Kleiber, and here comes Eads the other
Beautiful.
way. And great charge taken by Kobe Davis. Absolutely a veteran maneuver out there.
Yeah, it was just wonderful to watch. You got Steinfeld, who goes hard for a rebound, doesn't quite get it. Kleiber dives to the floor to try to get the ball, and then you got Kobe down here on this end who sets up, takes the charge, and man, the Cougars are just looking good right now.
So Wenzel set to inbound, and a little bit more pressure coming from the Floyd Central defense.
Yeah, they're going to press full court man-to-man here and see if they can turn us over. But we handled the ball pretty. They got 3 guys. Let's go.
Here comes the triple, yep. And with a little pace, Kleiber drops a little floater that won't go, hits the back rim, and rebound is taken there.
We needed a shooter in the corner on that.
Yep. There's Barnes over Thomas, and Barnes hits a nice shot, has some words for the Bloomington North student section on his way back, and that's a 4-point lead, biggest of the night for Floyd Central.
Yeah, I imagine he's a guy who likes people to ride him pretty hard because that's about what's going to happen here if he keeps talking to our crowd.
Well, we got a few guys who like to talk to our student section as well, so I'm sure it'll be a lively one as we get a little further in the game.
No doubt about it, it's high school basketball.
All right, Steinfeld at the top of the key, looks at Kleiber. Kleiber now matched up against, we've definitely got a little speed advantage going here against Sturgeon. But foul away from the ball. I didn't quite catch who knocked him over, but it was number 2, Winchell, hitting the floor hard, and that'll be a Floyd Central ball.
Yeah, they're calling Steinfeld for elbowing him off, but I don't really think he did. He was just trying to get back into the lane a little bit, and they just got mixed up, and down they went.
Well, I think you don't have to bump Steinfeld too hard to end up hitting the floor hard, so may have been incidental, but it looked and sounded pretty intense from here. Oh, Barnes guarded by Thomas. Not sure if he got him on the arm or if it was down in the body, but he'll be shooting 2 anyways with 3:18 left in the second.
Yeah, once again, Barnes, he's just stronger than our kids. Even, you know, Chris Thomas, who looks like a pretty big kid most of the time out there, but when he stands next to Barnes, no.
Barnes first is up and short. Yeah, I have to say, he's probably the first person I've seen make Steinfeld look small this year out there on the court. So,
no, he's got the body of a college basketball player, and he's still in high school. That's good for Indiana State.
So Thomas Hibbard checks in. It's the first time we've seen him on the floor, senior.
Oh, the crowd's on him, as predicted. And as predicted, he responds exactly the way a great player would.
All right, so full court pressure maintained here, man-to-man. We're able to get it back to a guard, thankfully, and here comes Kleiber up the floor and able to beat it just with pure speed. Edsel saves the ball into Thomas. Sloppy looking possession, but good to get the ball into our half court. Pencil down the baseline. Here comes Kobe Davis. Mid-range jumper won't go off the big rim.
I like the play by Kobe. I love the shot fake. Anytime somebody does that, I feel good. And he did get a good shot. He just missed it.
So the rebound was Winchell, and Winchell brought it back up. And again, that Kobe Davis-Chris Thomas matchup, we're seeing it here. He gets into the lane, kicks out to Winchell, and they'll have to reset a little bit. Great contest by Wenzel, forces a missed shot by Winchell, and it looks like Steinfeld's going to control it. And hand off to Kleiber here, and Cougars weathering the storm is kind of a high-energy bout here from Floyd Central.
Yeah, Cougars can't hit a shot the last few minutes here, and it's really starting to show up on the scoreboard with a 5-point lead now for Franklin Central, Floyd Central.
Barnes is fouled by Steinfeld, and it looks like the Floyd Central response to the bigs pressing out on those guards is to say, hey, we'll just give it to him at the top of the key and let him take it to the paint.
Yeah, Kobe Barnes, he's going to be an Indiana All-Star. Just look at the way the guy plays, and he's the real deal out here, and we're having a hard time handling him right now. And we don't have anybody on our team that really can stand up to his strength.
So Barnes first is no good off the back rim. And speaking of size, here comes a little bit more. Jeremiah Blair and Tim Brewster come back into the court. And Brewster guarded him well when he was out there. But everybody needs a break over the course of the game, and hopefully he can reestablish that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who goes off on Barnes next time down.
Wenzel inbounds to Brewster, and either the personnel change or fatigue.
Well, we see a zone by Floyd right now. They go into a 1-3-1. And Wenzel promptly does what you should do to a 1-3-1.
It's that baseline three, and that makes it a 3-point deficit. 1:55 left to go here in the second quarter.
Well, we've got a great game going here. The 3-point game, and I don't know what people expected out of this game. I always expect good things when we line up against a team of this caliber. And we played Center Grove here to a really close game. This is a big game for us at the end of the season here. And so far, the Cougs, they've made some mistakes, but they're right here with this really excellent team.
So we've not yet seen the full court pressure that's been kind of a staple throughout the season from the Cougars. Do you expect them to bring it at some point, or is it a matchup kind of problem here with Floyd Central?
I think they'll discuss it at halftime. We'll see what they come out in after the half. If they're still behind, I would think they might shake it up a little bit. And if not, we'll see.
All right, so Brewster, Kleiber, Thomas, Blair, and Wenzel out there for the Cougars. And looks like Barnes, Sturgeon, Libbs, Winchell, and it's Seward for the Floyd Central team.
With the way the Cougars play, if I were coaching, I would go to the full court press right after half.
It's a deep three from Barnes that was short, and Cougars are going to pick up an opportunity, I think, for a 1-and-1, right, Steve?
Yep, we're both teams are in the 1-and-1 right now.
So Cam Sturgeon fouls Isaac Wenzel, and that's not the person you want to foul on the complete opposite side of the court. A fantastic free throw shooter, so hopefully some easy ones for the Cougars here with 1:47 remaining. So that shot won't go, and Barnes gets a rebound, and it'll be matched up against Thomas, not Blair. Good contest. Shot from Barnes won't go off the back rim. I think the Cougars are excited to see him shooting out from out there. And
yeah, he hasn't shown a consistency with that shot yet today, so I think until he does, we can lay off a little bit to stop him from driving.
Wenzel gets inside with the left hand, shoots right. That shot won't go. Barnes guarded by Thomas still, and he finally makes his way back to the post after a lot of possessions on the perimeter. Great anticipation, Tim Brewster, and he gets a wide open layup attempt. Almost went for the dunk, but backed off. And it was Harrison Eads who took the ball away from him.
Glad he changed his mind, because that was not going to be dunked. Dude, don't make 2 shots harder, or 2 points harder to get than it is, people.
So Thomas,
there we go.
Oh, that second one had to be okay. Well, they don't call the backcourt there, and Winchell.
No, Chris poked that one over.
By Brewster.
But I love the defense here. We're playing up on him, man on man, all the way to the half-court line, and Cougars can do this. They've got the skill.
So Kleiber all over Seward.
Yeah, they can't get anything going right now.
So good contest by Blair on that shot. That won't go. Barnes knocks that one out.
Cougars left 2 seconds.
And they make the right call.
It's enough time.
Ball here with 2 seconds left.
Enough time to get a dribble or two and a shot off. Let's see if we've... I would think somebody's breaking long here. Probably Thomas. And they've got Barnes back just in case somebody thinks about that.
Blair over to Thomas. Thomas does let it fly, and that one will be a little bit short, and it'll be a 1-point game going here in the halftime. Cougars 21, Floyd Central 22.
Yep, we've got a little break here in the action, and we'll be back to bring you the second half of the exciting game here between the Floyd Central Highlanders and your Bloomington North Cougars. We'll be back in just a few minutes right here on BHSN TV. Good evening, everyone. Tonight is the very last home game for the Bloomington North Cougars boys basketball team. And typically, we honor our seniors on senior night, but we've already had senior night, so tonight we're going to honor our seniors on this final game of the year. And my first senior up is this guy right here, Kobe Davis. Kobe, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Are you ready for this season to end? Here you are, a senior. You've been through 4 years of Cougar basketball. How's that feel to you?
It went by fast, but it feels great. Accomplishments.
Yeah, you've been getting a little PT here lately, and you've been knocking down some big buckets. Is that feeling pretty good to you, too?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a nice way to end your senior year, right?
Yeah, for sure.
A couple quick questions for you here. What's your favorite memory of your time here at North basketball?
My favorite memory is mainly just being with the group of guys and my teammates. Through all 4 years, we've always had good bonding experiences, and not at practice, but outside practice, going to people's houses and watching Super Bowls and finals and stuff like that. So that's been the main factor.
Yeah, it really helps with team building when you hang out away from the gym as well, right?
Very.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question for you. Who on this basketball team has the absolute messiest locker?
Messiest locker?
Yep.
I'd say Kevin Mims or Jeremiah.
Kevin and Jeremiah.
Yeah, because Kevin's always got 10 pairs of shoes in his locker, and it's just piled up, and Jeremiah always just has tons of clothes thrown everywhere.
Okay, fair enough. Kobe, thank you so much. Is there any last thing you want to say to your fans before we get out of here?
Just thank you for always supporting us for the last 4 years.
All right, thank you. This has been Kobe Davis, senior, Bloomington North basketball. Hey, we're back here, and we have a second senior from the Bloomington North boys basketball team. This guy here, Michael Barron, and Michael's been in the program 4 years.
Yep.
Michael, this is it, 4 years of Cougar basketball, and tonight's the last home game that you're ever going to play here in the Cougar Den. How's that feel to you?
It's overwhelming. It all just happened so fast, pretty much. Felt like yesterday I was coming in as a freshman, first day in the program, 8th grader doing the summer workouts, and it just goes by fast. So.
Yeah. What's your best memory about playing ball here at North?
Best memory? The New Albany game when Romeo 2 years ago, when we about beat them. That was a pretty high game at home, sold out crowd. So We didn't get the win, but that was. I'll
Nice
remember
to
that
play
one.
in front of a full
Yeah,
house, though,
I'll
isn't it?
remember that one, yeah.
No matter where you go, even on the road, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Michael, over the 4 years here, you've had a couple coaches, you've had lots of assistant coaches. Is there a particular coach that really stands out in your mind as someone that was really helpful to you?
I really liked Coach Jones, freshman coach. My freshman year, he was the assistant. We had another head coach, but he always helped me like on and off the court. Just a great guy, great coach. Always taught me how to do it. Good role model. Just a great guy in general.
What's been your favorite class here at Bloomington North?
Favorite class? Does weightlifting count?
It sure does.
All right.
Weightlifting will work.
Weightlifting or statistics. I like statistics.
All right, I'm going to throw one last question at you here. You ready? Who's the sloppiest, messiest dude on the team? Who keeps the worst locker?
Keeps the worst locker?
Yep.
Can I look around?
Sure.
I
Look around and tell me who you think it is.
I honestly don't know. I don't think anyone's locker is that bad.
Okay.
Mine's got a bunch of stuff in it.
I was
Mine's
gonna
got
say,
like
if you don't know, it's probably you.
4 pairs of shoes, a bunch of shoe boxes. Mine's pretty dirty, I guess.
It's him. This has been Michael Barron, senior
Thank you.
Bloomington North Cougar basketball. Michael, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Is that good?
Yeah, it was great. Well, here we are again with yet one more senior in this class of 2019, and this guy's been with the program for a few years here. This is Ethan Vinsel, and Ethan, it's been an interesting 4 years for you here. You've had your ups, you've had your downs,
Definitely.
and what do you think is your best memory about 4 years of Bloomington North basketball?
My best memory in the past 4 years is honestly probably just going to practice with my friends. Believe it or not, we've played a lot of games, but you remember the most is the practices when it's all said and done. And just being with the people that I like to grow up and compete with.
Have you had one coach that you thought was a greater influence on you maybe than others? Is there somebody that really stands out in your mind as being really beneficial to you as a person or a player?
Not really. I feel like not really.
Okay. Let's talk about school for a minute. What's been your favorite class here at Bloomington North?
I really like all of my social studies classes I've taken at North, if I'm
Okay.
being honest with you.
What do you plan to do in the future? What's happening with you next year?
I plan on attending IU, Indiana University.
And what will you study?
Marketing.
Marketing?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Hey, Ethan, I have one other last question for you here. Are you prepared for this one?
I think so.
Okay, hang on tight. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Which one of your teammates is the biggest slob? Who has the messiest locker?
Unquestionably, Aaron Steinfeld.
Uh-oh. It is Aaron Steinfeld once again, people.
Yep.
All right. Anything else you want to say? Anything you want to say to people who are watching at home? Anything you want to say to your fans?
Go Cougs.
Thank you. I
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
it. Ethan, it's been a pleasure watching
It's
you for
always a
4
pleasure.
years. Welcome back. Here we are with senior number 5 for the 2019 class of Bloomington North Cougars boys basketball, and this is Chris Thomas. Chris, nice to see you today.
Nice to see you too.
Chris, you've been with us just about a year and a half
Yep.
right now. You came to us from another school,
Yeah.
and so I guess my first question for you is, how does it feel here at Bloomington North? Do you feel like you fit in okay
Oh,
with
yeah,
the student body? And
Yeah, I definitely feel like I fit in very well here. I like it a lot here. It's definitely been great. So nothing but positive things for Bloomington North.
good. Chris, I know there's a certain teacher in the building who used to coach around here who's ridden you kind of hard this
Oh
year
yeah.
sometimes. And he usually has some words of maybe criticism or maybe some positive criticism after games, right? Who is that guy?
It's this guy right here,
Yeah,
Mr. Philbay,
it sure
my
is.
man, my man.
We've had a lot of conversations about
Yep.
basketball, and it's all led to trying to help
Uh-huh.
you know, to be a better player and a better
sure.
person. I've seen a lot of growth in you over the last year and a
Yeah.
half. I have to say
Uh-huh.
that that's really true. What I want to know from you, though, is what's your favorite experience here at Bloomington North as a basketball player?
I'd have to say probably last year in sectionals against Bloomington South. That was probably my favorite experience.
Okay, you had a pretty good game that night.
Yeah.
Win or lose, but you had a pretty good game that
Yeah.
night. Yeah. Talk to me about your plans for next year, Chris. You're a senior now, moving on. What are we going to do?
I plan on furthering my career in education and playing basketball somewhere. I'm not sure yet, though.
Okay.
Still.
So you got your options open right now.
Yeah.
Still some season left. You got a lot to show people.
Oh,
still,
yeah,
right?
I definitely have a lot to show.
Yeah. Have you had a coach over your entire lifetime in basketball that's really sort of stood out to you as somebody that was maybe really helped you out to become a better person, a better player, or whatever?
I mean, I haven't really had like one specific person. I've just had like people like along the path that just told me plenty of people just told me like get better and stuff. So
okay. One last question. Who is the biggest slob on the team? Who keeps the messiest locker?
Probably Gavin Hillenberg.
Gavin Hillenberg is the one?
Yeah.
All right. This has been Chris. Oh, wait a minute, Chris. Is there anything you want to say to people before we go here?
I want to say that Bloomington North, we're not done showing everybody what we're made of, and we got stuff left for you guys. So stay tuned.
All right. That happens sometimes in. Okay, and we're back here live at the Cougar Den on the Bloomington High School North Campus in a game that is 22-21 Floyd Central over the North Cougars right now. We hope you enjoyed those senior profiles. I will tell you, I had a blast shooting those things. We have a great group of seniors, and I think you saw that in each and every one of them as they came up to the camera there and talked to us a little bit about their season. And now we know who the slobs are on the team as well. So that was a really good time for me, and I hope the kids all enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it at home.
So pass inside from Heidbreder to Barnes. Barnes able to connect on an easy two-pointer here to start the second half.
And a real quick thank you to Ermudia for the editing work and all the work he did on those senior profiles. All I do is talk to the guys. Mulia does all the work behind the scenes.
So Brewster, Kleiber, Blair, Thomas, and Wenzel starting five out there for the Cougars. Brewster fires over Barnes. That won't go. Barnes collects a rebound, guarded by Brewster in the backcourt, but it will be a possession here right back to Barnes for Floyd Central.
Cougars are in a man-to-man zone, a man-to-man offense, as we've seen all the game here.
Well, that pass inside won't go. Great steal by Blair. Blair thunders up the court here and looking to move the ball, I think, and get it back to a little bit more of a natural ball handler. Brewster inside. That won't go. Foul by Winchell.
Jeremiah makes good decisions without the ball, whatever it is, and that's why he's such a valuable part of our team out there. He's not flashy. He doesn't score a million points. He's not jumping up off the backboard, but I'll tell you, he just provides a steady presence and does not make mistakes and makes solid decisions. A smart player.
So first shot here from Brewster up and rims out there at the last minute. He'll take a second here to try to make it a two-point game.
Hey, Kenny, we got to look at some of the students coming to North next year right before game, and there were some pretty good-looking basketball players in that line down there. I'll tell you, I've seen a couple of them, and these guys are going to really contribute next year.
So Brewster does connect on the second. It's 22-24, 6:54 remaining in the quarter. Ball controlled by Winchell. Outside here to Heidbreder. Not a lot of action from the guards. That shot won't go, and Blair got away with a bit of a hold there, but it doesn't matter. Ball manages to bounce back to the Highlanders, and that'll be Barnes called for a carry. And so it'll be a turnover. Cougar ball.
That is a big one, indeed. We're 2 points down. We've got the ball, and we get Barnes. What did he do here? Did he foul?
He carried the ball.
Oh, I thought he fouled some.
I mean, if anyone could spot a carry in today's game, I would think it would be you, Steve. But
I'm usually right on that. But I'll confess, I looked away a minute.
He may have Euro-stepped too. You never know.
No.
Here comes Brewster. Blair guarded by Heidbreder, sorry, and ball comes out to Brewster in the corner, nails a three. Cougars retake the lead.
Solid basketball again by Kleiber. He drives it inside. They cover him up. He finds Tim in the corner. This kid's a natural point guard. He is just going to be outstanding when he gets to senior year.
You need to worry about a freshman defensively, right? Maybe getting tricked or getting out athleted, and Kleiber's just been a dominant defender as well.
Yeah, he's great on the ball. He seems to sense where it's going to go, and he's always on it.
Thomas, nice inside. First time we've seen someone really go at Barnes. And a nice little jumper from the elbow assist there for Wenzel.
That was a good deal for Chris there. He jumbled the ball around. He got it out to Wenzel, who brought it right back to him for the easy jumper.
And the Cougars are just a better team when he's fired up and dialed in, so hopefully that's a sign of things to come.
Yeah, Chris is one of those players who baskets beget baskets, beget baskets. When he gets on a roll, he's tough to beat.
So first time we've seen Blair guarding Barnes out on the perimeter, and Barnes nails a three-pointer to extend it back to a 2-point lead for Floyd Central. Wenzel, pump fake.
Very nice offense.
Penetrates to Blair. Blair takes a wide open three, and that hits nothing but air. And it'll be a turnover here with 5 minutes left to go in the third. A little more pressure here from the Cougars, at least from Kleiber in the backcourt, pressuring Winchell. Blair on Barnes again.
Oh, we got the push off right there.
Hey, all right, and it's going to be a charge coming back the other way. Great play by Blair, but that's what we've come to expect. It's all those little things from Jeremiah.
Yeah, you can't raise that arm on your defender. It'll be Cougar ball. Floyd's going to press full court here.
A different look. It appears to be a different look than that man press they came out early on, but we've got a wet spot on the floor, so looks like, well, Cougars will have a little time to set up against it here. Quick double comes from Sturgeon. Brewster handles it. Cross-court pass to Kleiber. Ball moving very quickly down the floor, and that someone got a piece of Thomas's shot there, and it becomes an Allen Iverson assist to Wenzel, and that'll be a tie game at 29.
Wenzel's on the spot. And yes, we do. We have a tie game right now. And I think this game's going to be pretty tight all the way. These are two pretty evenly matched teams.
Winchell, that shot won't go, and the foul is underneath the basket. Just going by body language, maybe Brewster got called for that one.
I think you nailed it.
Now 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. Tie ball game.
That's 3 on Brewster, by the way.
Barnes guarded by Blair. Barnes elevates. That shot won't go. Kleiber collects a rebound, and here he comes with a head of steam. Ball back to Kleiber, best three-point shooter on the team, and he nails it.
Yeah, you cannot leave him open like that.
And great play by Brewster to draw the attention and kick it back to Kleiber. And that causes a timeout for the coaching staff over at Floyd Central, and Cougars will try to collect themselves and try to extend this lead here at the back half of the third quarter.
Well, I don't know if people have noticed it, but we've had an older guy playing drums back here in the corner. And I keep looking down there. I think that's Billy Walters, who graduated from Bloomington North High School.
It is Steve.
Former band member. Oh. And
one of a number of alumni out tonight performing with the pep band.
I noticed a few others in there as well.
Amane Brown Sparks representing.
I saw Amane. Yeah. And that's all I saw so far. We have a 32-29 score. Cougars on top, 3:53 to go, third quarter. Just to give you a quick reset on things, Tim Brewster just drew his third foul for the Cougars, and so, well, he's going to stay in the game. I thought they might pull him out, but he's going to stay in with 3, and we're going to play the risk with him and hope that we don't get a fourth.
And you almost wonder if that's why they're keeping him away from Barnes, or as far as they can away from Barnes, so he doesn't keep picking up fouls.
Barnes has been a fun player to watch tonight. I had not seen him play, and he's got some stuff.
So Winchell guarded by Kleiber here.
Little hold on the inside. They might, nope, this time it's going to be
Jeremiah Blair, and
it's his third now.
He's been pretty crafty with those thus far, but they got caught for that one, and that'll be the second team foul as well on the Cougars. Sturgeon goes up and finishes, gets him to elevate with the pump fake, and that'll be a 1-point lead now for the Cougars, coming back the other way.
Jeremiah had established position inside. They didn't want to give him the ball. He's working hard in there.
Ball swings to Wenzel. Wenzel inside. Thomas goes right at Barnes. Able to get a shot up. That won't go.
He shot before he looked on that one. Kenny wasn't ready.
No, may have been looking to put Kobe into foul trouble there, but it won't work, and it's right back the other way for the Highlanders. Nice pump fake, nice drive. Shot won't go, but again, it's a missed shot assist there, and Sturgeon able to clean up the glass to reclaim a 1-point lead for Floyd Central. Pass inside to Blair, great pass, and they're going to get him on. They're going to get him on a charge there, and they may tee him up as well for the ball slam. It looks like he got away with that, but that was a tough call there on Jeremiah. And he will have to sit, and Steinfeld will come back onto the floor here for the Cougars with 2:41 left in the third. Well, folks, you're going to hear a lot more of me and a little less of Steve as he continues to, you know, work on this Snickers bar here. But I'll stick with you with 2:37 left in this third quarter, and now he's laughing too. You know, I don't know what we're going to do with the guy, but another Floyd Central basket, and it's Kleiber.
Ken, you seem to have mistaken my anger for laughter.
That's okay. We like to keep it honest here on BHSN TV. And, you know, here comes Brewster against Potes, and they've took advantage of him the first time he was on the floor, and they look to attack him again, this time with Wenzel.
We're seeing a really aggressive man-to-man defense by Floyd right now, and the Cougars are not able to get the ball inside. And you can see they're getting a little frustrated.
Well, and Floyd Central's also kind of stopped them from running a little bit, it looks like, and that's, you know, kind of a key part of the offense as well. So we'll see if Steinfeld can muscle in here and get a shot.
Well, they're not going to take the ball away from him. I will say that. No matter what they think they can do, when he's got the ball in his hands, it's not going anywhere.
So third team foul for Floyd Central. Brewster set to inbound here with 1:50 left in the third. Wenzel penetrates, and they call a foul on Potes. And it seems like anytime he's on the floor, that's who they want to go at, and it pays off there.
Yeah, Isaac's got a great first step. He gets around his man, and somebody has to pick him up, and they get their big guy in trouble.
Thomas inside over Barnes, great little hook shot, and that's going to be a bucket for the Cougars, and they'll pull it back to a 1-point game.
That is the old shot that just can't be defended right there. That little jump hook is so great when you've got that in your repertoire.
Barnes fumbles the ball away, collected by Steinfeld, and it's Brewster back up the court, 1:23 left in the quarter. Open shot for Wenzel, that won't go.
Yeah, he missed a wide open Steinfeld inside, but he too had a wide open shot. Whoop, there's a foul.
Wow.
Well done by Kleiber to see to it he doesn't score, and also he doesn't get the flagrant foul.
Yeah, caught Libs up high, but it was on the hand, and so it'll be 2 shots for Libs.
And I think we said before what a smart player Kleiber is. That just shows you one more time, in the heat of the battle there, a quick decision and the right decision. Not trying to hurt the guy, and he's not going to, but he's not going to score.
Libs' first shot goes to make it a 2-point game, 36-34. And Libs can't hit the second. Looked like it almost hit the top of the backboard, but play will continue. And
I thought Brewster was going to hit the top of the backboard. He's skied for that board.
Kleiber doesn't take the open look there, and we'll reset and try to get something a little better here for the Cougars.
Yep, smart play. High school basketball, we don't have to worry about rushing the shot here. We've got them in a zone, so we'll take our time, work this thing, find a crease, find an open man inside.
Brewster elevates, hang time, strong finish through contact, and that's a tie game, 36-36.
Well, from my angle, that looked like it was a darn near impossible shot. Hopefully you guys had a better angle at home.
Barnes guarded by Thomas. Help comes on time. Kleiber gets the ball out. Beautiful ball movement on the break. Bensel tries a two-handed dunk. That won't go, and it'll be a turnover on what looked like a sure basket opportunity for the Cougars.
Yet again, everybody, that's just a simple lay-in. There is no reason to make that a more difficult shot than it is. It was beautiful passing. We had worked a great fast break, and indecision at the end, or maybe the wrong decision, led to a lack of points for us in a game that right now is a tie.
.15 seconds left to play. Kleiber guarding Winchell. Highbetter isolating against Brewster. That shot won't go. Steinfeld with a monster block, and the student section going crazy after that one. He almost deflated the ball with that spike.
Yeah, he has become an absolute fan favorite here in the crowd. And I will tell you, the guy brings high energy, but always positive.
Thomas bites on the pump fake. Barnes gets an open three and sinks it to end the quarter.
Yeah, he got a little block happy on that when he got the one before. Thought he'd get this one, and the wily veteran there lights him up for three and then looks him off as he walks off the court. So learn a lesson, sophomore. You got to stay on your feet against that guy.
And the silver lining is that his foot was on the line, so it is a two-point basket, a two-point lead for the Highlanders going into the fourth.
Well, we'll take that. We'll take everything we can get at this point, because this is going to go down to the wire, folks. We got a good old Indiana barn burner, as they call it. And a good one it is for the last home game here at Bloomington North. We had some senior cheerleaders honored before the game. We honored our senior players a couple of games ago. And tonight we ran senior profiles from BHSN TV for you. If you didn't get a chance to see those, go back on YouTube, and they'll still be there for a while. And hopefully you'll get a chance to see our seniors out there, as we did a little interview with them. Very, very entertaining, intelligent, and really a likable group of guys. Well, we'll set up the fourth quarter. Here we come. It's last 8 minutes of basketball. The Cougars are down 2, and teams are even with 4 fouls apiece. And here they come back on the floor.
So Blair will stay on the bench. It'll be Steinfeld in his place. Steinfeld, Thomas, Brewster, Isaac Wenzel, and Nick Kleiber on the floor to start the fourth quarter here for the Cougars.
Floyd's going to open up in the 2-3 zone. So we'll see if we can attack some gaps here. It's like a 2-3 trapping zone. Should open some things up for us on the side opposite.
Inside Steinfeld. Steinfeld backs in, and that top layer of the zone collapses in. They poke it away, and that's a turnover to start the quarter for the Cougars.
Yeah, too many dribbles for a guy inside there. A lot of hands inside. The little guy's creeping up behind him. Well, we're gonna have a call overturn here, maybe. Okay, yeah, they flipped the call around now. Poked out there by Floyd Central, and be Cougar basketball.
So it's still not quite good enough for Coach Spear, who's still giving him an ear pull out there. But it'll be Brewster to inbound the ball, and a good development here for the Cougars. Wenzel so comfortable on that baseline.
Yeah, Coach Spear is a guy who is not afraid to communicate his feelings.
And ball resets up top with Kleiber. 40 seconds gone in the fourth.
I like the Cougars' patience here. Hang on to the ball, get a good shot. There's plenty of time in this game. No reason to rush anything. Kleiber's going to do a little directing out here. Freshman says, hey, guys, go here and go there, and they respect him.
So far unable to press gaps and draw 2, though.
Yeah, I think that they have opportunities. I'm not sure why they don't get it inside to Steinfeld right there. He's got the man on his back. That's the time when you pass it into him. You can see both shoulders. He's got the guy behind him. Give him the ball.
Again, Steinfeld up top. Into the corner for Brewster.
Yep, he picked it up too soon.
The dribble doesn't beat the back foot, and that'll be Kobe Barnes inbounding for Floyd Central. 2-point lead still in the game, 38-36.
It's really hard to tell if the Cougars are trying to take some air out of the ball right now and kill some time or what, but that was a ridiculously patient possession and resulted in a turnover.
Nice pivot and fall away jumper for Barnes over Thomas, and that's a 4-point lead now. Kleiber bring the ball back up for the Cougars. Wenzel fouled there by Heidenbretter, and he'll take 2 shots.
That's something I would love to see the Cougars do a little bit more of, is try to post Wenzel down inside. He is really, really good inside, and if he's got a comparable guard-type player on him, I think he can take him almost every time. If we just get him the ball on the low post, he can really go to work in there.
And even with a size disadvantage down there, he can really elevate and get high-quality opportunities.
Yes, he does. Here comes Jeremiah Blair back. Chris is going to take a rest.
So for what it's worth, 4 team fouls for the Cougars, 5 for Floyd Central. So Cougars capitalize at the stripe with Wenzel and may get more opportunities here as we come down in the home stretch of this game.
The Cougars are a pretty good free throw shooting team, so if it comes down to foul shooting, we should be relatively okay.
Well, a strong 2-handed finish for Barnes, and I think they're going to get Jeremiah Blair on that. That may be his. Nope, they got Isaac, so Jeremiah will stay on the floor, but still not the outcome the Cougars probably wanted on that defensive possession.
Well, that's a man playing with boys down there when you look at Barnes. Best thing we can do is keep the ball out of his hands on the inside and force him to shoot out.
And Barnes hits a free throw. That's a 5-point lead for Floyd Central.
Well, there you see it, where Isaac Wenzel can beat his man almost any time he gets a clear out.
Blair to inbound. Long pass for Kleiber, intercepted by Brewster, but Cougars will maintain possession. Kleiber penetrating. Cougars still struggling to find those creases in the zone there, Steve. Steinfeld for 3. That won't go.
Everybody picks up a man for the Cougars, and we've got a 5-point deficit that we need to work on, so we really have to push the defense now. Can't give them any more easy buckets.
Steinfeld out on the perimeter, where you don't see him too terribly often on the defensive end, but Barnes seems content to wind some clock and pass back to Winchell. Floyd Central not really even able to get past the logo here. Good defensive pressure by the Cougars.
Yeah, the Cougars are doing a good job of forcing the action here. Floyd would be content to stand at half court and hold the ball if they could.
Barnes, nice spin move, gets inside, finishes, and oh, they got it for a travel. Oh man, what a turn there. Floyd Central fans going crazy, and now it's the Cougars jumping up and celebrating off the spin move. It did look like a couple extra steps maybe. Sure covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, I think they caught him on that spin inside. He picked up his foot and then did a spin off, and well, that's the way it goes. Here we go. Cougars have a chance to ease their way back into this. The best thing to do is, once again, take your time, find a good shot. Floyd picks up man-to-man.
Wenzel shot won't go. That rebound by Sturgeon.
Probably not the best shot we could have gotten in that situation, but plenty of time left, and it's only a 5-point game right now.
4 minutes left. Thomas now out pressuring Barnes. Nice deflection by Kleiber, kind of a scramble ball. Floyd Central able to regain control and get it back out to the point guard here to reset.
Yeah, Chris Thomas got a hand on the ball, and Kleiber jumped right down there to get after it. I just love the kid's hustle. Oh, they shut off Barnes on a drive to the basket there. They're going to try to hit him from high to low. It's nice defense by Jeremiah Blair out there.
Oh, Highbredder gets inside. That shot is good. The help defense didn't come with a whole lot of commitment, and he was able to just kind of flip it up somewhat uncontested. Now a 7-point game, 3:14 left in the quarter.
Yeah, for the Cougars right now, it's don't get panicky and do anything stupid with the ball. Make sure we get a good shot.
Brewster probing baseline. They did get, I think it was Highbredder on the block. And one more closer to free throws for the Cougars.
Indeed, we are there. So we're in the bonus, and we'll see how we do here. Time to hit something. All right, folks, we've got a quick break in the action, and we are going to leave you for just a sec. We'll be right back. Well, we're back here in about 3 minutes, and is it 4 or 9? It's 3:09 to go in the ball game. Cougars find themselves at the moment down by 5. Certainly a doable thing, but we cannot allow them to keep scoring, and we've got to find our way to the line as much as we can because we're good there, and it stops the clock for us. This is one more in a series of games the Cougs have had like this. It's just been, seems like a close game after close game, and they keep coming up on the bad side of them, unfortunately.
Brewster hits the first to bring it back down to a 6-point game. And you're right, Steve, between the Owen Valley game and then the Columbus North after that, you've got to figure the Cougars are bound for some luck here. And so Brewster hits a second, 3 minutes left to go in the game. Now just a 5-point game, and Cougars applying a little more pressure, which Tim is fantastic at there in the backcourt.
The Cougs just have to be careful who they foul here. If they choose to foul, you want to make sure you foul somebody who's not going to step up and just drill two on you. And he has the ball now.
Well, there goes Barnes, and like a little shuffle that wasn't caught, but doesn't matter. It's a bucket and a 7-point game.
And they should be absolutely all over that guy right now. He is the one guy that's going to kill him.
Brewster catches cross-court pass from Wenzel. Step back 3. That won't go. It's short. Rebound Barnes.
Well, it's one of those great if it goes, and if you miss it, not the smartest shot to take right there. We just need to get inside and get some points. Let's get some 2-pointers, and if we can get some 3s out of that, that's better. I think we missed the travel right there on that.
A bit of a mismatch inside. Kleiber holds his own against Sturgeon, though, and ball is controlled by Floyd Central.
And if they're smart, that's exactly what they'll try to do for 2 minutes. We're going to have to choose someone to foul here pretty soon so that we feel like we have a chance.
Cross-court passing, getting the Cougars running. Here comes finally a shot attempt, and worst case scenario after a long possession like that, they hit a 3 from Highbredder. That's a 10-point game.
Yeah, that foul's looking better all the time. Because now we're down to 120 and we're 10 points down. We might have put them at the line at 7 down, and then who knows what happens. We need this.
Great play by Jeremiah Blair. I'm surprised they didn't blow the whistle along with that in this timeout for Bloomington North.
Yeah, I thought he took a pretty good bump from behind on the shot, but there's no call. So, again, they've got a better angle than I do. I'll let the refs have that one. 50-42, 112 to go. And honestly, it's looking bleak for the Cougs at this point. It's going to take they're going to have to foul. I mean, they just have to find the guy that they can foul, and I don't know their free throw percentages. Do you have them there, Ken?
If we're talking about teams, I do not. And Floyd Central, interestingly enough, their Max Prep site does not allow access to team statistics. So either looking for a scouting advantage or someone forgot to click a button, but we did not have access to Floyd Central statistics for this evening.
Well, so there you go. At any rate, the thing still is going to be to put him at the line and hope for misses, and I would keep my paws off Mr. Barnes if I were a Cougar right now. He is not the dude to mess with.
All right, so it's Thomas, Blair, Brewster, Venzel, and Kleiber, starting 5 out there on the court for the Cougars. And yet to see who's coming for Floyd Central.
Well, looks like the Cougars are back to their original starters, and we're going to finish out the game with these 5 guys on the floor pretty much, I would think. It's a pretty good defensive team. We've got our offensive players out there, so.
So double on the primary ball carrier here. Kleiber giving good pursuit. They are able to get it right back to Barnes, guarded by Thomas, and it looks like they're not going to foul, at least not yet.
They can't foul this guy. Now they can foul. Nope, they tried. There it is.
All right, so that's going to send someone I don't think we've seen take a shot all game. It's Levi Seward to the line. Oh, I apologize. We still had a couple to give, so won't be free throw time quite yet.
Well, we really need to foul some people then. We've got to give up another one here to get them to the line.
So some substitutions here that we can guess just based on position are going to be about free throw shooting for Floyd Central.
We're allowing them to use clock. We can't do that. We're 8 down. I mean, if we don't pick off the first 2 passes, we need to foul. Really think that would be my rule right now. Nobody gets to dribble, and second pass, it's time to foul.
The first one will go. Floyd Central back in a defensive safe position here. Heidbreder hits the first of 2, and it's a 9-point game. Heidbreder's second will go. Now back to 10 points, and we'll roll it out and see if we can get a quick 3-point attempt.
Need to get a shot up. Here we go.
Venzel gets an open 3. That'll go. And a glimmer of hope here for the Cougars with 43 seconds left. Venzel hits a 3, and one of the more open shot attempts we've seen for them all game.
Yeah, not an impossible task at this point, but a highly improbable task with 7 points and 43 seconds. But, you know, if the Cougars get lucky, they pick off an inbounds pass. Maybe somebody turns and charges, and things can flip over in a hurry in those situations. I wouldn't expect Floyd to make those mistakes. They have been pretty solid tonight. They're a good team, as are the Cougs.
Well coached, and really one of the more stable, consistent games we've seen. There haven't been a lot of frenetic stretches with a bunch of turnovers and all kinds of crazy stuff like we've seen in some of the other games.
Yeah, I was just trying to think what the biggest lead we saw in the game was, and well, it was just a minute ago, I think, at 10. And now we've closed that gap down to 7, so let's see what we can do. But this has just been a really good, fun to watch high school basketball game tonight. Most of the time well played by teams who are pretty good.
So same 5 stay on the floor for the Cougars. And defensive substitutions are made. Well, no, they stick with that good free throw shooting unit for Floyd Central.
Hey, and since we're worldwide on the old web out there, if there are people out there watching Indiana high school basketball for their first time, this is it. This is what we do in Indiana.
So good double here. Nice pressure. They get him along the sideline where they
it up
want him, but well, there we go. And Barnes will lay it up, and not only do they get the bucket, but wasted a good amount of time as well.
Yeah, once the ball handler got past his man, that was a done deal.
So Venzel shot is short. Thomas.
Oh, they climbed on Chris's back for the rebound. Unbelievable. They'd been better off giving him the basket. They're going to stop the clock here and put Chris at the line. He's a pretty good free throw shooter. That'll drive a coach nuts.
So a couple rebounders. Sturgeon comes back on for the Highlanders.
That coach is just looking at that clock, praying it counts down, and his kid climbs right on the back.
So Chris Thomas shooting 95% from the line this year. Pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, Chris is
first.
Chris is a good free throw shooter. He'll drill these, and then we'll hope to get a steal or a charge or something crazy, a throwaway. We can't let anybody break long on us. We got to keep an eye on Barnes.
And the second is good for Thomas as well.
Don't let Barnes get the ball back here.
7-point game. They send Sturgeon deep, but good pressure. And we force the timeout call. So Floyd Central take a timeout. 21.7 left.
Yeah, Cougars did a nice job there.
Well, any player who was open was walking right into a trap. So probably a good call on the timeout.
Yeah, again, we're sitting in serious long shot situation here, but good practice at any rate for these situations in games. And with the sectional the Cougars are about to go into, they're going to play some close games because there are a lot of really evenly matched in that sectional with Columbus North, who just beat the Cougs by 2 last night. You've got Bloomington South, who's been in some tight games with some teams in the conference. You get Shelbyville, who's I think in our sectional still. East Central is always unknown. They come all the way from almost Cincinnati, Ohio, and well, we might know their record, we might know who they played, we might watch them, but nobody's seen them live unless the coaches have gone out. I certainly haven't. So we're going to foul before the shot even comes in. So we're going to keep those valuable seconds on the clock and hope this guy doesn't hit.
So last time we had Heidbetter down, he hit both, but we'll see if he can dial any more up. But
yeah, we're still in the 1-and-1, so you know if he misses this first one, we've got a shot at getting it down court and pulling this thing to within maybe 4 or 5 points.
Well, here comes the first. That one does go, and that makes it an 8-point game.
Well, I think we're beginning to see why they're so highly ranked.
And there's the second.
Yeah, they know how to put a team away once they get them down a little bit, and they came on, got that 10-point lead, and they've just been whipping us ever since.
Well, Brewster, deep three, can't connect. Rebound Sturgeon. It's loose, and I think that may be the beginning of the end. Ooh, wow. Beginning of the end here for the Cougars, and interesting decision there. But final score looks like will be 58-47. Floyd Central Highlanders take the game from the Cougars in the last home game of the season.
Yeah, typically these days people don't do that to you at the end of a game, but you know, it's high school. Kids get their kicks, I guess. Our fans won't be happy about it, but that's okay. He's on the bus on his way home. They can celebrate on the way back to Floyd County, and the Cougars head on to their last game of the year next week, and then eventually we're headed into the sectionals. So pretty good game tonight, Ken. A lot of great players on the floor. Cougars still young, and Floyd comes up with the big star of the game, and no question about it. The player of the game out there was Kobe Barnes from Floyd Central. The guy just played super, super well tonight, and we see why he's going to Indiana State and why he'll be an Indiana All-Star.
Absolutely, and the adversity builds a little bit for the Cougars, but you're hoping that the dam breaks sometime soon, and hopefully that'll be right in line with the beginning of the postseason.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that too. Can't wait to get over and see the sectionals. I hope we'll get a lot of fans over there to cheer the Cougars on. Believe me, their record is a little defying. They're better than you think, and they just haven't gotten up to. I don't think they've played to their potential yet this year. We keep kind of hanging on to this. But when we get a great game out of every player on the floor, we're going to be a formidable team to try and beat. We need to say some thank yous tonight. This is our last basketball broadcast of the year, so thanks to everybody down in the corner there who's taking care of all the video and the audio tonight. And thanks to Mr. Sean Caudell, who sponsors BHSN TV and has brought the crew together to bring you these live broadcasts over the year. Special thanks to the rest of the crew down there, Evan Shields, who is Sean's assistant, and a big thanks to Mulia Ermudia, who has been the experience behind BHSN TV this year as far as students go. He's gone above and beyond and worked at hard times, at hard hours. And he was working just this morning on getting our senior profiles together still, doing some editing work on those. So big thanks out to everybody. And even you, Ken. My gosh, I have to thank you too. You've hurt me. You've treated me badly, and yet, you know, we're still pals. And so, you know, I'll just say it's always a joy. It's always a joy to do the games with you, Kenny. We're going to try to get out and do some baseball if we can. Ken's our lacrosse coach, and so I know absolutely nothing about lacrosse, but I'll go out there and try my best and might not make a fool of myself and announce the lacrosse games anyway. And, Kenny, what do you want to say to people? We're about to cut out of here.
Well, thank you to everybody who's watched with us this year. Mom, I love you. And, you know, I'm excited for what we'll do in the spring. And if we do end up doing a lacrosse game, I'm really going to have to behave myself because I got a whole list of rules of things my mom doesn't want me to do on TV. And, you know, so it'll be time to start behaving.
And your dad said, tell you thanks. Just thought I'd share that with you, Kenny. He just called me. It was something like, why does he only talk about his mom all the time? Something like that.
Yeah,
all right, people, we are out of here. The band is walking out. And by the way, thanks to our terrific band, and thank you, band, especially for playing Hurricane Season for Mr. Philbeck, because that's his theme song. So the band has been great. And that's it. We're out. Kenny, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you around the hallways of the school. Good night, everybody.